Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're rocking and rolling. Let's do this. We're going to go over the stock market's expected moves. We did get the news today. Biden dropped out, and he promoted Kamala, endorsed. Endorsed the words I'm looking for. I did get a bunch of texts and messages about how is that going to affect the market. I did, interestingly enough, I saw a lot of people talk about how crypto is pricing in a Trump presidency. And I don't know if that's going to be a narrative or what, but I guess full send. I will say, as of the open right now, the dollar is down. The NASDAQ is up, and so is crypto. Now, if you bought the dip on Friday, things are looking all right for you. I've already had a peek at the futures. We are going to jump into that. I do have the expected moves. We are going to put those on the charts. So anyway, first and foremost, again, if you look at the data, it just does not matter who's in the office. It really doesn't. Now, it's a narrative. People are going to talk about it left, right, front, center all day, every day, especially during election years. But whether it be blue or red, again, it really won't matter. So I say that just to encourage everybody. Just don't forget, we focus on making money. It doesn't matter who's in office, or even if you like them or not. Unless you have some kind of ties with them, just remember you're on this train regardless. You can complain about it, or we can just make money while we do it. And I prefer the making money part. So anyway, as far as the dollar goes, as of the open, a little bit of a red candle, which is, when I say a little bit of a red candle, grand scheme of things, that's literally nothing. But as of the Sunday open, I would say that's a big candle. Big candle, what we're used to seeing on the open. A lot of times, if you watch this week after week, the open candle looks like this green one right here. So we got some movement. Now, that is a weekly zone, so we jump into the weekly chart. So we found some buyers here at the top. Now, I do have some. I'm actually going to put out a lot of shorts, one of them being my entry type, right? So type 1, 2, and 3. This would have been your type 1 entry to go long. This would have been your type 2 entry. And when we see that and we bounce, your buyers are right. They're right there, right? The type 2. And we didn't get anywhere. So with zero follow-through, I'd say we're about to wrap up all the buyers there are. Now, we don't know until that green candle breaks. As far as we know, that is a reversal. But again, I am short, so I'm hoping we just send this thing south. Now, I am short the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, with a couple add-ons last week. So as far as this goes, I mean, I'm making money as of the open, right? So the redder that is, the more I make. This will be probably, if I'm right on this one, this will be my biggest trade. So I am on board. I do need to know everyone's opinion. If you're on the Patreon and you're following the account that I post every trade in, I'm very much considering adding a Forex account to that. So is that I need a vote for you guys. I'm going to be in US dollar, Japanese yen for some time. But right now, the growth count we've been calling it is it's on Robinhood. So do we introduce another asset class or not? I've had quite a few people say they would be interested in it. So I don't know. I'm on board if everyone else is. I can tell you right now, it'll likely just be a whole lot of US dollar, Japanese yen. And as long as the dollar keeps selling off, we're going to be on board. Need to teach us how to trade Forex on a Wanda? Yeah, you click the sell button when you think it's going to be red, the buy button when you think it's going to be green. But all sarcasm aside, yeah, I'll do a couple tutorials. So if that is something you guys want, it will be on Owanda. And I'll make some how-tos just so you guys, if you want to jump in, I know you might be jumping in blindly. We'll have a lot of educational videos with that, but also tutorials on when I say I'm going short, this is what you click, this is how you do it. How much do I need to make $1 million? If I'm right, I don't want to say, a couple grand. Pips, percentage and point, that's all it is. Outside of the US dollar, Japanese yen, which is the third spot. If you look at the Euro USD, this is super easy. It is a pip is the fourth spot. So right here we're at $1. So we got 1.0901. A pip would be the one spot. It's the fourth place over. Percentage and point is all it stands for. And in Forex, you're buying units, not shares. 100,000 units is called a lot, like a standard lot. So anyway. A couple is 2. I know what a couple is. But I mean, on that, I'll be adding on. It might start that way, but I'll be adding on as this drops. I won't be trailing. I'll be adding on. It's because, remember, guys, I'm on a higher time frame. Now, if we're looking at this on a monthly chart, this is the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. Back here, this is 1990. These are very historical levels. So I'm thinking if we come back down, and even come back down to the 110 mark, not even just full-blown meltdown. So from right here, just to even right to there, not even all the way back down, that's kind of where I'm thinking we go. That would kind of be the end of the ride for me, or at least with the amount, the size I will have on. But if we turn this ship around and start selling off, I will be on it, adding more, and adding more. That's really how that's going to work. Please speak English. Everything I just said was English. If it was fast, you might have to rewind it. All right, so Bitcoin. Let's get back to the daily. Jumping up, hitting this yellow zone right here, and I hate when people ask me, should I sell my crypto? I don't know if I could ever give that answer. One, I can't give financial advice, but two, there's a lot of stocks I'm in and out, and I can tell you, hey, I'm selling. I can tell you what I'm doing with it. And right now, I'm not selling crypto. I'm not trading it. I'm just buying it. So my money goes up when it's green. It goes down when it's red, and I just buy more when it's red. I plan on selling crypto much higher, not even at the 100K mark. Much higher than that. Technically, as a trade, this is where you would probably consider the sell, or at least trailing stuff. I see a lot more value holding it and being more aggressive with other things than that. As far as the S&P goes, we do have a little bit of a green candle here. What? We deleted all the zones. Sorry, we were getting choppy, and then we finally sold off. As soon as I deleted the zones, we sold off. So here's the old peak right here. So we have the peak, a rejection, a rally-based rally. So that's where we got that zone from. And then you'd also see this zone right here. So we played this very horizontal game. So we'll want to focus on really just those two zones. Anything else in between, we had zones in between. A lot of maybe futures traders would be interested in. But for now, let's see if we get a bounce off of this. Very much still in that leg down portion. This is a real dip buy. All this other junk that we've seen, technically they're dip buys. It was annoying dip buys. It was like the dip buy that you could probably just put a couple dollars on because you're like, nah, this kind of sucks. We are up there. I mean, there's a lot of people saying we're overbought, and it's not because of the RSI. So getting an actual leg down was a nice change. I think this is a real dip buy, but very much still in this trend down right now. So if we don't even get above this red candle right here, I mean, this is Friday's candle. We don't get above Friday's close. All we are is still in that downtrend. Bears still very much in control. This will just be the bounce spot, which if you're long ES, you're rocking. As far as speed bump zones, where you would, if you are long ES, I got to say, I would keep an eye out, right? Arguments could be made to make it probably right here, but I'm going to focus right here on that. So pushing up into that blue zone is going to be seen as a lower high. We'll probably see some chop there. Lower high and come back down. I would still buy this yellow zone one more time. So just to be clear, we jump up, we hit that blue zone. It's turnaround Tuesday, and we sell back off. We hit this yellow zone again. I would buy. I'm going to wait till we're comfortably in that zone, but I would buy. Now, if we hit that zone and base out, probably tagging out. If we bounce even just a little bit, don't get anywhere, closing that trade, and as it enters this zone again, probably looking for that continuation, and I might even entertain a short position. All right, as far as the expected moves, let me get that up here real quick. Man, talk about trading naked last week. So here is your expected move charts, or not charts, just expected move values. If you have my charts, you'll have it all. If you are on TikTok, you have to subscribe. But if you do subscribe, then you'll have the link to my charts. So give me 1 second. Let me put these in real quick. So as far as this goes, not really expecting much except for tech, which tech does have some big earnings this week. So I guess I agree with why. 863, and I haven't checked, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume Ford has earnings as well, because Ford is usually their expected move is 40 cents, 50 cents on the high end, and it's $1 this week. Nvidia 772. Isn't that crazy? When we're usually it used to be a $70 move. 705 for Amazon. Apple 682. No one cares about that. Google 1148. Look at that move for Google. So Google has earnings this week. Is it Google and Meta? Either way, they will move each other regardless. Palantir $1.69. Intel nothing. I guess $1.63. Not too bad. AMD $8.98. Again, Ford. Let's put that real quick before I forget. Ford is $1.01. So let's just go here. Let's just take that up to $14.99. This was requested in my group, guys. So that's $12.98. Ooh, what are we doing on this? Man, so it's pricing in that top zone or this bottom zone. I wouldn't even know what. I would just say overbought. The trend is up. I mean, if you're ever talking to me about an earnings play, I am always going to tell you 50-50. It's because anybody pretending to know otherwise is just lying to your face, and they're just silly. So don't even entertain it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with that. I don't know if I am that bullish. Hang on. There we go. And I don't like to have a bunch of lines, so I have the expected move. This is an indicator that somebody coded inside my group. So I do have that turned on, and then I'll just hide it once I put these lines there. So when you see these white dashed lines, it is the expected move. But I just don't like things getting cluttered up. All right, as far as NASDAQ goes, so drop down, tag that zone Friday, jump back up right now. So the question right now is, are we going to reject this zone and make a lower high? I think I would wait. I would wait until we get above this and then go long. But it'll be interesting to see what tech pulls off this week. All right, Russell. All right, so I went short Russell. It did expire last Friday. That was a loss. It was a valiant effort. Tried its hardest to come back down, but I went short right here. Options contracts, actually right here and right here. I don't know if I can't remember if I added on up here or not. If I did, it was just a day trade. But anyway, went short. Thought I gave it the appropriate amount of time. It was a gamble, risking capital, right? So there's no stopping out. If I just gave it till Wednesday or next week, I probably would have been all right. Right now, we got to see if we bounce right here. I would expect a much stronger bounce. If I'm going to be buying futures contracts, it'd be this yellow zone, not this little blue zone right here. Biden steps down on National Ice Cream Day. He had bigger fish to fry. I'm sorry. I will never get political, but that is kind of funny. Oh, what? I'm not stepping down. Ice Cream Day? Get out of here. No, I'm not sticking around for this. Whatever. Kamala can have it. Probably why you guys wouldn't want me president, because that's stuff I would do, because I would just find that funny. Like, I would be saying that when I address the nation. What's up, guys? After long consideration, it's Ice Cream Day. It's hot. I'm leaving. Kamala, make us proud. I've seen all kinds of thumbnails of that, too. Tesla does have earnings this week. I'm surprised it's even pricing in that much of a move. Tesla has had a amazing run up. Tesla's deliveries, the earnings move is usually during deliveries, and then earnings comes out, and it usually just duds out. I mean, we might see some wicks. We'll see some sparks. Doubt we actually see anything. I'm going to put a limit order out there to buy Tesla at 220. So if earnings goes off and spikes it down, my shares will fill. It might just spike it down and come right back up. But I'm gonna go do some bottom fishing this week. And I don't know if I will sell a Tesla put or not. 220. So right now, I could sell a Tesla put and agree to buy 100 shares of Tesla at 220. Right now, Tesla's at 240. So I'm basically saying, hey, I'll buy 100 shares, but only at 220. And if it stays below there, and someone's going to pay me $360 to transact, that contract is going to cost $360, which means someone's going to pay me $360. And if Tesla does fall below 220 and hits that zone, I will own 100 shares plus $360. So that's what I call free internet money. Do I think Charles Schwab will become insolvent? I don't think. Man, that makes me wonder. Why are you asking that? I don't think so. But man, that could be crazy. That sell-off was lame for Tesla on Friday. Yeah. I agree. Let's see that 215. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Now, if you guys are new, maybe just tuning in, I was telling everybody, based off this price action alone, just go watch any of my old streams, begging everybody to buy Tesla. And I'm telling you, I'm going hard in this thing. And then it shot up. All right. Now, the only thing that did, so I did sell the shares. I want it down here. And right now, the cheaper this gets, the more I'm going to buy. I don't care what kind of sell-off happens. I don't care what Elon says. Again, outside of him walking into a factory and smoking somebody and just saying he's done with this place, I don't know what's going to not make me bullish Tesla. And even then, I might consider it. You know, like, is we still running? Was he a bad guy? Just kidding. No, I would never condone that. But that's kind of where I stand. So if it comes down here, I really hate it when YouTubers or, you know, like the finance gurus come on here and like, oh, I love to see it go down. Yeah, no one likes to see their money go down. And again, they're lying if they say they are. This time, I'm on board to that. Just make it. I don't care how much I have. I'm buying more. So the more I'm going to put money towards it, the more shares I can buy with that same amount, I'm here for it. All right, as far as Meta, so Meta's earnings are next week, but it will move this week with Google. Google, maybe Snap. I know Google for sure is this week. As long as Musk only hits them in the ear, it's still a buy. We've got to stop with the jokes. Man, Meta, right now, that is almost a picture-perfect bear flag, right? So we jump down, we hit that zone, and test this one from the bottom. Everything about that says maybe short this thing. If you do, that's almost an automatic ban from my group because we don't do nonsense. We're not about that life. 100% kidding. Somewhat. I will make fun of you. Expected moves. Oh, man. I don't know how I'll play this. This was going to have to play by ear. Let's just see when Snap comes out real quick. Because if Snap comes out, and so Snap will come out and say daily active users are down, subscriptions down. Snap will be red. Ad revenue, right? Will be red. And then Meta will drop down. If Meta drops down because of Snap, I'm buying it all up. Let's see what the expected move is for Snap real quick. 95 cents. Let's just see what that puts us at. Okay, so right there at that zone. 1533. Okay, and then we got, was it 90? Is it 95 cents? Oh, almost right where we had that last time. Couple cents up from where we were last time. Okay, and earnings. Ooh, earnings are not this week. Okay, so just Google on this one. I actually do own Snap, don't I? I do. So I sold a 15 strike put on this last week. I specifically was in the money. I did not sell it up here. It was already red. I sold an in the money one. I don't know if I'm even. I think I collected 46 cents for it. So technically my price is $14.54. So I'm a little bit red on that. Hopefully that doesn't send it south. All right, let's talk about Google. See what their expected move is. Man, I gotta say that looks like a dip buy to me. Still very much, if we're just gonna get real tunnel vision in here, still very much a trend down. You can call these little baby bear flags, and someone's probably got it all charted up on their screens. Overall, bigger picture, still a higher low. So for now, that would be a dip buy for me. All right, earnings are Tuesday. So remember that. This thing's going for a ride. I would consider selling the 165s. I don't mind owning Google. I don't want to confuse anybody, but you're on Don Fron Trading right now. There's Don Fron Show, and I just did a whole video about Google. Now that's all AI stuff, so because it's one of the top AI tickers for me, I did the whole video about that. So Google, I can buy more of that. I am going to accumulate a lot of shares. So, and also to keep in mind, 165s, it would be $125 I could collect for that. That's not bad. I do think the market's going to get rough, so I'm not spending all of my cash. I think we're probably good this year. I think next year things are going to get rough. So you'll start to see me talk about that later on. I'll start to prepare for that. Right now, I'm going to enjoy the ride, sell contracts, collect a bunch of money. So right now, I just told you guys I could sell the 165s, which means I'll own Google at 165 if it drops below that, and I'll get $125 for that. Now, a lot of times, and most of the time, outside of preparing for a correction or something like that, I'll take that 125 and I'll buy shares with it. Now, I sell multiple contracts, so I will be able to buy shares. But that's how I'll do. But for now, actually pretty close, maybe even anything after August, I'll just start keeping the premium instead of snowballing into things. And that's how I snowball a lot of my stuff. I'll keep the premium and just keep it as cash in my account. Someone asked, do I think pocket option is a scam? Well, I've never even heard of that. That's weird. .0075% on that Google put. Oh, well, I call it free money. You can call it whatever you want. That won't be in the growth count. The growth count needs to be a little bit more than that if we're going to put up that kind of capital. All right, Microsoft. Let's finish these up real quick because I do have to get to my group. Where's the red line right here? All right, let's see. So Microsoft probably. Oh, actually, Microsoft might be going for it. So you guys probably saw the biggest the tech outage in history. Was CrowdStrike pushed out an update. Microsoft and CrowdStrike seem to be pointing the finger at each other. But I guess it turned your computer into the blue screen of death. Affected, from what I'm hearing, half the companies out there. It definitely affected me. I'm basically living like a poor person right now this weekend because I couldn't access my bank. Now, I pay myself from stocks, so couldn't do that. So things are rough. So I am curious how many more problems are going to arise out of this. You know, what kind of lawsuits are going to happen? Because, you know, people can't sneeze without somebody trying to sue them. So is that just beginning? Some do think so. It already looks the weakest out of the tech names. So does this and CrowdStrike, how much more do they have to go? CrowdStrike got a bat to the back of the head. Wow. Now I do like CrowdStrike. So ultimately, all of this is a dip. But I like to buy the actual dip, not the peak, and then just add on later. Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I am going to buy CrowdStrike. Sold the 250 puts on CrowdStrike Friday. Oh, man, that's a good idea. How much are you even collecting on that? So I can sell the 250 put, $152. That is a lot. I'm probably gonna sell the deltas up here, so that'd be the 275 for me. So it'd be 375. I don't mind selling as long as I'm under 20 deltas. I like it. Where's 275? Put us on the chart. 275 puts us below that zone anyway. So I'll probably sell the 275s. Like Don isn't sitting on cash reserves. I do have cash. That's how I sell a lot of puts. I like to make that cash work for me, which is what a lot of the shorts I'm coming out are going to start talking about, so everyone can do that. And I want to make sure everyone understands that, because that is the most consistent money you'll probably ever make in your life. And once you get your account big enough, then it'll replace. It won't be just extra income. It will be your main income. And it will be one of the most freeing feelings you've probably ever had. So I definitely need everyone that watches me to understand that and take part in it. All right, let's do Nvidia. Hang on, where are my? There's so many lines on here. So we got green. There should be a red line here somewhere. Another red line, not my red line. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was hiding in a zone. Okay, so Nvidia. Which zone are we going to hit? This one or this one? So in Nvidia right now, remember, guys, these two red lines are this leg down, and we've been inside chopping this whole entire time. That's a wide range, so to call that chop, I can understand why someone would probably freak out. There's some money being made in these waves. But still inside here. Ultimately, I still like it down here at this 110 level. And that's where the expected move puts it right at, too. But I'm curious, are there any buyers down here at this range? Because they snapped it up pretty quickly. In fact, if we were to grab just this bottom right here, let's go from back here. So we have this wick. So the buyers showed up right here. We kind of based out, sent it, buyers, buyers, buyers. And the buyers are really holding it right here still. But I'm still very interested to see how this someone's going to call it a support. I just want to see how that holds up. So just know that's what those two red lines are. I care a lot more about this yellow zone down here. Technician says Nvidia is going to 80. Now, keep in mind, guys, he is in my group, and now it's not a call-out service, but I post all my plays. Now, just so you understand, this guy, I posted a play. It's up over 100%, and that's when he decides to get in. Yeah, that's who you're listening to right now. Now, that did go up to 300%, and he did make money on it. He made out like a bandit. All jokes aside, he drew a triangle on here. Now, if you don't know what a triangle is, it's something you should have learned when you were a toddler. Your parents probably got you a red and blue ball, and you had to match the yellow shapes. I know a lot of you might have struggled with that. But if you just got the yellow shapes down, you got trading down. You just got to draw your favorite shape on here, and then bing, bang, boom, it's a trade. So if you draw a triangle and then a line down, $80. But so all jokes aside, $80 is going to be this zone right here. And just like Tesla, if Nvidia gets that level, I'd be a little bit more surprised if it breaks this 95. If it gets to that level, that is the zone that I have. I am on board. We will still own it in the not the mentorship account, the growth account. I will have bought more. We'll just have more contracts to sell. Steve says at 80, I'm all in. I'd be pretty aggressive with it at 80. Let's see. Can you contact Merlin and do a show again? He said last week he wanted to catch up with you. I meant to text Merlin. My last couple weeks last 3 weeks have been absolutely insane. I thought for sure I was going to do multiple streams with Merlin. Anytime I text Merlin, he's usually on board. So like, that's why in my head I was like, oh, easily we got a few streams. And then the second I think that, it's like someone hears me and laughs. It's like, oh no, we're going to mess your schedule up. Watch this. Yeah, so next time you catch Merlin live, just tell him it's happening. I just need to not be crazy. All right, as far as Amazon earnings, they are also next week. So tech just getting kind of prepared. Still, now that's a steep sell-off for Amazon. See, we have this leg down over here. Kind of just nice, calm, cool, collected. This one a little bit more emotional. I do still like that dip buy. Now, as far as the trend goes, you want it to bounce here. As far as price action goes, probably a better buy down here at the 175 mark. So kind of whichever one you want. For me, I think I would. I guess it depends on mindset. Before I even give you guys a direct answer, because we're talking about a $5 to $6 difference on a $180 product. You've held stuff a lot longer, let's be honest. Everyone has. So do you want to load up there and stop out maybe at 178.85, or do you want to buy a little bit, add on a little bit more around the 175, 176 area, ultimately stopping out below? The difference in being a profitable trader and not, and having a correct plan, is you answer all of this before you ever click the buy button. We're not adding down just to average down like some, you know how people are. We are knowing that, hey, if I'm going to risk a couple $1,000, I'm going to risk 1,000 right here. I'm going to risk an additional 1,000 right here, and my whole stop's going to be right here. Not roll the dice, buy it. Oh, crap, that guru on YouTube was wrong. Now it's down. I better just average down and then watch it just pile down even more. Let's see. Oh, me and Merlin both are no BS. Merlin and I. Yeah, that's why we don't have huge followings. I'm going to try the TikTok thing. I'm going to try to do the shorts. I'm going to try to make it entertaining as I can. I just cannot be hype guys or most of the stuff that does have a big following. I'm going to need everybody's help to actually get a following. But I am going to try. We'll try hard. Apple, I don't know if I care for Apple. Apple had a pretty impressive run, so I don't care. It's uncharacteristic of Apple. So to see Apple sell off, I don't know if I'm equating that to tech or just an Apple cool off in general. For now, I think I would still be short Apple, though. Google, we already did. Google thinks a dip buy. One more. Let's do Palantir. Come on, Palantir. Make it happen. And by make it happen, we just have calls. As far as it goes, Palantir is hitting a zone. Now, look how we hit this. Because I don't want to hear, oh, it just walked right through that zone. We just walked right through it. No, we jumped up, hit that zone. Sold, sold, sold. Sorry. So here's the type 1 to go short. Now, sellers are here, here, here. Now, we gapped into it, found the sellers at the type 2 area. Found them again. Still sellers at the type. We are exhausting all the sellers at this level, which means, one, when we draw this yellow box, what are we looking for? Sellers. Guess what? There they are. You're right. Now, if we exhausted all of them, we get the move up. And I think that's going to be, it will be headlines once Palantir does break $30. You'll start seeing everybody talk about that. That's going to be a big zone to actually break above and hold. $30 is going to be a psychological level. I'd have my eyes set a little bit higher. I don't want to draw any yellow zones and block anyway. You guys have all seen market makers will just, you know how they are. They watch these zones. So I go draw in other zones. It's just going to limit our profits. That's all. All right, I will answer this one more time. He says, thoughts on CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike has me by the... yeah, with that news, I don't think anybody wanted that. My thoughts on CrowdStrike are it is a dip buy. Now, one thing I didn't say earlier is... I would be in CrowdStrike shares. The last thing I want to do is step on my own and buy an options contract and not give it the appropriate amount of time. I guess what I could entertain is a leap, and I mean bare minimum leap. I would probably go an at-the-money leap on CrowdStrike, if not a synthetic long position. So I would probably grab an 80 delta long call, and it would be December of next year. If you have until December of this year, I would sit this one out. I'm not going to make any emotional moves right now. And I'll pull up the chart for you. No way am I going to get emotional on this. That update is what did this. The update might get them sued. It might get Microsoft sued. We'll see who's going to cry over what. But that's all it was. It's a hiccup, and the market reacted. It was a very big hiccup, and by hiccup, I mean, you know, it's kind of like when you get in a car and the CIA assassin's behind you and puts the seatbelt over your neck. That's the kind of hiccup we're talking about. You know, at least it wasn't like a guitar string. You're never getting that thing off. But like the Hollywood kind, where it's like a seatbelt or a rope, something thick, something you can really get your hands on. Not the real CIA stuff. But clearly CrowdStrike's fault. Yeah. So I like it for shares. I think we get over this. It's going to be a hump in the road. So I like the dip buy, but no way would I buy this and expecting sunshine and rainbows and just green, clear skies from now. Blue skies, green in the account. Because there is a very solid argument that this is just beginning. I know it's not what you want to hear, but if that does continue, you don't want to be over leveraged or just really excited and this thing just bends you over. All right, let's break down two more. We're going to do Rivian and Palantir Group. Very popular dividend ticker. Wow, with the breakout, kind of. Hang on, I would have this. Let's go back here. I'm going to go to the daily. See where we're at. Ooh, okay, so right where we're at kind of draws your attention to here. And I'm going to make these lines blue because that's probably what I would do as like a speed bump zone. I would want to know when we're here. We are. But like the main zone I'm really concerned about would be up here. So if I'm in this, then I would start to, if I'm trading it, that's where I'm going to start tightening up stops and everything. And then I would have to know up here, right there. So working our way there. If that were to pull back into that yellow zone at the $47 area, that would be a dip buy. Breaks that, it's probably gonna start breaking that trend. So I wouldn't be too thrilled about that. Again, if I'm buying as a dividend ticker, once the red starts happening, I let the red do its thing. The cheaper it goes, the cheaper you get to buy. Right? What's the rush? How long before you think the growth count gets back to 100 shares of Palantir? Not long at all. We're gonna grab Nvidia. And then Palantir's gonna be next, and that will be quick, especially once we start selling contracts on Nvidia. We're gonna take that money and buy Palantir shares. Yeah, so it'll be pretty fast. Rivian finally rejected that zone. If you're worried about anything, it'd be the 1550 buy down here. That's where I would look at. If it breaks that, then sorry, but I would expect it to be back down to that $13 area. Last but not least, the one I really forget. Can someone do me a huge solid real quick? Can you open up Robinhood? My phone's on TikTok right now. Can somebody open up Robinhood and tell me where DJT stands right now? Now that Biden has dropped out due to National Ice Cream Day, that is the actual reason. It's going down in my books as the actual reason. Chris Nance, 1550 puts. Yeah. It's at $37. All right, so on Robinhood with the 24-hour trading, looks like that's going to be capped out at 30. It's allowed to go up 20%. So we'll see. It's at 37.14 right now. This is not this is not going to be a move you would want to hold on to. This is just going to be some hype going on right now. Anybody buying this, you guys are playing a game of hot potato. I'm in the game of hot potato with you, but I know what I'm playing. So I'm not buying this for any reason. This company's not going to do well. Nothing fundamentally about this is something you would buy, but it's attached to Donald Trump, and so anything political right now, people are just kind of jumping into this. And I think the momentum, though, the potential is definitely there. So if it could just get and hold above that $50 mark, I would think $70, and after that, $100. But it needs to. I wouldn't have a lot of capital in there. Would I be absolutely surprised to see it at 70 or 100? No. that's where I would be selling. But if someone said, hey, do I think it's going there, I wouldn't say yes or no. I certainly wouldn't say it's definitely not. Not with the current hype it has right now. They're asking on TikTok, what would I sell it at? I don't like to just randomly sell stuff. That's just not very smart. And maybe with someone else's strategy that they think it is, right? I just trail things. Getting above this, so like once it hits this zone right here, I'd put my stop below. So my stop would be probably 65.85. If it turns around and tags out, then I sell it. If it continues up here, then I just move my stop up and I'll just keep going. So as long as we're on the gain train, we just keep rocking and rolling. So like right here, it would have opened up, pushed up. My stop would have been right here. It would have just tagged out all in one day. Yeah, and once I stop out, I'll just be stopping out of this. That's all. So right now, if it breaks this range to the south side, I'm stopping out. We get above this range right here, I'm going to start trailing it. And that's kind of how this play is going right now. I am, well, actually, as of after hours, I'm probably up. But, I bought it on its way up. So I'm actually 38. Oh, you have to watch my stream when I bought it. 38.30, I think is 38.32.5. Yeah, give me like 10 cents, give or take, on this. I'm in at $38. So even I'm red, but I don't care as long as we stay inside this horizontal range. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hop off the YouTube. Mentorship, don't go anywhere. We're gonna hop on Zoom. Everyone else, you might just see me every night this week. We'll see. I got a goal on YouTube, and we're almost there. We're at the final stretch. Cody, my admin that you guys see here with the blue name, he's the one doing the clips. So when you see these other clips coming out of just me breaking down, the SPY, QQQ, IWM, because some people just want to come just for that, he's the one doing that. So we got a goal to hit, and we're at the final stretch. We need 200 hours, 200 view hours. So I need every one of you guys to just leave this YouTube playing on loop while you go to sleep. Let me serenade you with some sweet stock tips as you fall asleep. You can turn the volume down if you want. But anyway. Yeah, for anybody else asking about tickers, we did all of them. So you'll see us on the recording. We did the dollar, the US dollar, Japanese yen, Bitcoin, SPY, QQQ, IWM, Tesla, Meta, Nvidia, Amazon, Apple, Google, Palantir, and DJT. We did quite a few tonight. And CrowdStrike. Can't forget that. Hang on. There's one more I will break down, but then I'm hopping off. Hawaiian Electric. Like they say, all you got to do is bag hold. If you did bag hold this, then it absolutely sent it. So we went yellow zone to yellow zone. These are yellow lines. I just didn't have it filled in. So just rocked that yellow to yellow in one day and cooling off. I think they made a deal. I don't know the details of it. As a trade, though, I'm curious if that's going to be a bull flag. If I was buying this right now, my stop would be 15.85. Whether I'm in this or buying it, my stop would be 15.85, hoping it breaks above that. Remember the absolute break meltdown it had back here. So I would look for some kind of recovery into the 30s, and I'm a happy camper. I'm on cloud 9 if it got that high, almost double what it is now. But whether it gets there with my money, who knows? It would need to just keep clicking up. Right now, I would be treating this like a ratchet. Every zone would just be one more click, and there is no going backwards. Once it does, I'd have to be out. All right. Anyway, I'm really going to hop off YouTube this time. I will see you guys more than likely tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll 50-50 it on Friday. Anyway, have a good one, guys.